Hello, everybody. Welcome to my review of The Walking Dead. This is for Season 8, Episode 14, titled Still Gotta Mean Something. Which, yeah, this still gotta mean something. What they're doing still has to mean something. Yeah, this applies to almost every character in the show right now. What's the purpose? What purpose do they serve? What they're doing has to mean something. Yeah, they had to be doing it for a purpose, for a reason. So, it's a central question many of our characters ask themselves constantly. You know, Carl raised that point to Rick, like, there's got to be something after. It has to mean something. Pretty much, it has to mean something. Fighting just for the sake of fighting and killing the saviors, that's not meaningful. That's not helping anybody. That's not preparing for after. Because they have to be prepared to deal with the saviors after the war. They have to know that it is going to end, and they're going to have to deal with that at the end. Whether it be prisoner, whether they take people prisoner, or they come to some kind of peaceful agreement. I'm not gonna say what's gonna happen because I don't know what's gonna happen. So who knows? But I do know there's 2 more episodes left this season. So All Out War is pretty much at an end. 2 more episodes of All Out War, and then we go right into Fear, which is obviously going to send Morgan over. Yeah, he's going to basically leave Walking Dead in 2 weeks and go right to Fear. It's going to segue right into it. That's why they're doing it, back to back. Part of me thought originally Morgan was going to just wander off in this episode and he won't be in the final 2 episodes, and I was like, they're not going to do that. Plus, I knew he was going to be in the scenes with Rick fighting in the little bar, dive bar, whatever. So I knew he wasn't out of it yet. And as we see at the end, he does return to Hilltop, so we will still see Morgan probably for the remaining 2 episodes, and then he will be still with us, but in a different capacity. Alright, I'm gonna, do the usual, break this down for everybody and just give my thoughts on it, quick summary, synopsis, how I feel. Because I thought this was a very good episode. I thought the past few have been really, really fantastic. There's always little things here and there, but overall, this was another solid episode. I did enjoy the Jadis and Negan scenes. It was a little bit weird at first, but I was like, okay. She's gonna burn Lucille. She's gonna have that walker eat him, because from watching Talking Dead, the walker that she had was able to go down if they moved the cart down, so that it could have been folded right onto Negan. So was that? I'm guessing that was her plan. I'm honestly not sure. Why give him a gun and a flare? Okay, well the flares I know was to signal whoever was in the helicopter. But why give him guns? How can you trust him not to just shoot you right there? I mean, he's not in a very, easy position with his way he was tied, but I don't know. So she played dead. I did discuss that briefly in my predictions video, but it's worth noting again here how did she was right in front of Simon when he gave the order to just kill everybody. How did she get that? I don't care about her playing dead. I want to know how she got to that point. How did she get from right in front of Simon being a dead woman to getting away? How does she how does she avoid getting shot right there? Yes, now we may never know. So she's talking to Negan. She has the pictures of her people. And she's broken. She said, "You took them away. You took me away," meaning you took our purpose away. Because they had that facade built up of the way they talked and behaved. They had this thing going on, and then everything was taken from her. And I'm loving, it's sort of like they're peeling layers back from Jadis one at a time. So they're just revealing so much more about her character, which I'm glad. I'm glad she's not just some one-dimensional character who will be a minor antagonist and then she'll get taken out in some average way and that'll be it. Now, I'm really hoping for more from Jadis. I'm hoping she stays around a lot longer. I still think Rick should have taken her with him. That was a mistake. She was defenseless. All the people were just murdered. Come on. But anyway, I digress. So they kind of bond. He tells her the story of Lucille, how his wife Lucille got him through life and such and such, and then this lady here got him through all this, the apocalypse, so he named after his wife Lucille. So he pleaded with her, "Don't burn that because that's all I have left." And he's swearing that he will take care of Simon and that he did not want her people killed. No more than one. But now they have a common enemy. But she needs to. It's good that she didn't go with Negan because she needs to kind of stay there so that there's no hint that, oh, wait a second, maybe Negan knows it's not that, how that, Simon, this is from Simon's perspective, that maybe, oh, crud, they know that he knows that it was me that, went against his orders. Or he could have just kept her in the trunk and something along those lines so that she was never discovered, but I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with Simon. I would personally like to see him get the Iron and Lucille. But if I had to pick one, I would say somehow get him Lucille. We're due for Lucille's due. She's thirsty, and she's a vampire bat, so she's due. Big time. Okay, so we have all that. She lets Negan go. He's out of the picture right now. But prior to that, there's a helicopter. Jadis knew it was coming. She knew exactly when it was coming. She was ready for it. She was ready to flag it down. She was prepared. Yes, it hovered there for quite some time before she got another flare, but she was prepared. She had Negan holding the flare. She was ready. There's a reason she was going to light the fire. Hopefully there's a beacon. So that helicopter obviously frequents there quite a bit. We've seen it before earlier in the season when Rick was walking to the junkyard. So, who knows? It could be, because there is a helipad at the junkyard. We learned that a few episodes ago when Simon was there. There is a helipad. So, who knows? Just Is this more of Jadis' people? Is she like another outpost for another group? Could this be Georgie's group? Could this be military? I don't know. I am not at liberty to speculate. I believe there's a chance it could be this new group from the comics. I'm not going to spoil it because I still have not read it. But it could be a group that comes into play after the Whisperers. So it could just be a tease. We don't know. Okay, so the helicopter. Carol and Morgan. Carol goes with Morgan, kind of watch after and make sure he's okay, because we know he's back in clear mode at this point. So she's going really look after Henry. Morgan's like, he's dead. You know he is. You know what it is. Morgan's just going to clear. He's going to take out all the saviors. He doesn't care. He's just going to go wipe them out completely. So they see a walker. He has Henry stick through it. They see all these signs pointing to, great, Henry's dead. Another dead kid. But so Morgan goes his own way. Carol refuses to believe that Henry's dead, and she sets out looking for him. Where have we seen this before? Where have we seen Carol looking for a kid that she cared about? I don't know. Season 2, ring a bell? But, anyway, Morgan goes off. Rick bumps into him. Rick's all refusing to read Carl's letter. He just goes off and just. Aiden tells him what the deal is, where the saviors could be. He says, oh, there's this dive bar. Yeah. This dive bar. You know, they usually would hold up because probably some of them are hurt. We know one's hurt. They kind of amputate his leg, I think. I don't know. Anyway, so Aiden pleads with him that don't kill any more than you have to. Some of them, they made a split-second choice. It's the wrong choice, and they're probably starting to realize that now. You know, they could come back here. Like, I'm on Team Aiden in terms of him being on our team. I believe he's trustworthy. I believe he is fully with the group. He's, walking. He's there without handcuffs on. He's helping. He's doing all he can to help the group with the intel. So that's good. We also have Tara and Daryl. Tara gets the all clear that she's not sick, and she comes to the conclusion that Dwight shot her with a non-infected arrow, and that he was doing that to protect her so she wouldn't get hit with an infected weapon. Now, this is very interesting because Daryl was all on Team Dwight the last time, and Tara was against him. Daryl was all, no, we need him now. We can't do this. He's still useful. Tara's like, no, he's not. We have to kill him, blah, blah, blah. Now they flip-flopped. Now she's Team Dwight, and Daryl just wants to end everything. I do like what Tara said to him. She's like, you want to do this, it's fine, but there's no it's for you. I'm out. So she's done with the whole Dwight thing. She doesn't want revenge on him anymore. She's done. He did save her life twice. He led the saviors away, and then he nicked her with a non-poisoned arrow. So he has proven his worth to the group. That's all I'll say. Okay, so Rick and Morgan get captured by saviors. The Saviors are arguing. We should just move, go to back to the sanctuary. We have Rick and Morgan. They'll take us back and be like, hey, look, we did good. So Jared sees this as an in. Other Saviors are more like Jared wants to leave everybody behind who's weak. And meanwhile, there's a herd nearby. So Rick and Morgan, do a little play a little game here. They get the Saviors to sympathize with him. Meanwhile, luring the herd there. So herd gets there. Somebody hits Jared, gets eaten. Jared runs away. Long story short, a few Saviors help Rick and Morgan out, untie them, give them weapons. And, they're fighting side by side. And I'm like, this is good. Rick gave him his word. If you help us, we'll take you back safely. We've seen Rick use that same line before. Man's word, it's gotta be mean. It's gotta mean something. There you go. There's that phrase, still gotta mean something again. It's not a lot worth much these days, but a man's word still gotta mean something. We've heard him use a phrase like that before with the guy Todd, who was the only surviving member of that outpost early, like in the season 8 in this second episode, I think. And Rick gave him his word. You can take a vehicle and go, and Daryl just shoots him. Whether that was planned or not, I don't know. Now I'm starting to think that maybe it was a little bit, because Rick and Morgan just really just stab him in the back, just kill him. Rick hatchets one, Morgan stabs one. Rick kicks one to the walkers. Just brutal stuff. He just completely lied to these people. They trusted him. They were gonna help him and Morgan, and he just kills them. I am not okay with that. I am not. That irks me, because Rick still has not learned the lesson. Even after his son died, doing the right thing to help somebody, Rick still cannot do anything close to the right thing. Him and Morgan should just go off together and have like their own little spin-off thing where they just go around killing people. It's like, because that's what they're doing right now. They're just both killing people. They don't care who gets hurt. They're just killing people right now. Right, so they massacre them in the bar. Morgan sees Henry again. Ooh, Henry's dead. And then he gets taken down by Jared. There's fighting. Morgan kicks him, closes the gate behind him, and Jared gets eaten by walkers. Fitting. I mean, that's probably what I would do in that situation. Jared was for lack of a better term, a jerk. Extremely. He was dead. He was worse than Negan. He's even worse than Simon. And Simon's pretty rogue and pretty. Simon's worse than Negan, but Jared needed to go. More than anybody else, Jared needed to go. The rest of them, I'm not cool with. I'm cool with Jared, but I'm not cool with the rest of them. Okay, Carol rescues Henry in a very familiar spot. I did not notice this, probably because it was dark in this episode, but that same spot where she rescued Henry was shot in the exact same spot as where Rick left Sophia in season 2 to hide while he fought off and lured away the walkers. So that's means a lot for Carol because yes, it's not the same spot where in the show where Rick hid Sophia because they're obviously in different locations, but Carol this time there was a kid went missing. This time Carol found him, saved him, and brought him back to the hilltop. It worked out differently than with Sophia, and that's gotta make her feel good. Look, because look, Morgan, he was alive. I saved him. So basically, you were wrong, pretty much. Like I told you so. But that's also oddly, I don't know if it's poetic. I don't know if it's ironic. I want to say it's more poetic than anything, but I've said this before, but this just makes it more appropriate to say it again. The actor who plays Henry is brother of the actress who played Sophia. Both ran off, different circumstances, both ran off. Both found, well, Sophia wasn't found like that, but both wound up in a similar type spot where they were hiding that was shot in the same spot. I just think that's pretty poetic. Alright, who does Negan pick up? Negan picks somebody up on the road, and there's only a few possibilities. Option number 1. Laura, the savior who got away and witnessed Dwight killing his own people, which would be very bad news for Dwight. 2. Sherry, Dwight's / Negan's wife, who just simply vanished after freeing Daryl from the sanctuary. So we don't know where she went. She was at this house where that seemed to be important to her and Dwight. She left a note there, but she hasn't physically been seen in the show since that episode, sometime season 7. I don't remember the exact episode, but. And option 3, Gregory. He's not at the hilltop. From his point of view, why should he stay? He used to being treated like a prisoner. You know? He fits because in the promo they show Negan and the Saviors looking at a map of the hilltop, which looks pretty new, could have been given to them by Gregory to save his own skin. Because Negan's remark could have been referred to anybody. Could have been Laura, could have been Sherry, could have been Gregory. But if I were to pick, it would be between Gregory and Laura. They're judging by the fact that Dwight's still in a number of scenes in the promo, but then again, so is Simon. But he's going to be toying with Simon. I think it's Gregory. I think somehow Dwight's going to get found out if he hasn't already, and something will come of it. But I don't think he's dead. Simon isn't making it out of the season. I have a feeling he'll be dead in the next episode. Okay, Daryl and Rosita plan on taking out Eugene. I thought that was going to be a focal point of the episode, and they were actually going to make a move on him in this episode. They did not, so we will have to wait for next week for that to happen. Okay, also we have Rick does read Carl's letter. We still don't know what it says. We still have no idea. But I'm hoping it changes Rick's outlook on the war and puts him more in line with where Carl was thinking. Where Carl was like, look, we gotta fight for what's after. What comes after this. Okay, Walker kill of the week is Morgan's killing the Walker with Henry's stick that was stuck in it. Okay, so I thought this episode was good. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I liked it a lot. Okay, moving on. Top 5 moments. Number 5, Negan picking whoever it is up. Laura or Gregory, probably. 4, Jadis playing dead and her scene with Negan. 3 is the helicopter. Just the helicopter. Just the fact that this helicopter has appeared on multiple different occasions, seen, witnessed by 3 separate individuals that we know of at this point. So this helicopter is legit. And yes, the helicopter that Rick saw in season 1, the pilot episode, that was legit too. We don't know who that was really, but because the Walker herd did follow it, they did hear it, and they followed in the direction of it. So unless the Walkers were on something, they were hallucinating, that helicopter is completely legit. Was legit. Could have been the military guys that the governor killed, but whatever. Okay, so 3 was the helicopter, 2 is the massacre of the bar, and 1 is Morgan's killing Jared. Well, that's going to be it for this video, guys and gals. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I did. I enjoyed it a lot. As much as I'm excited to see the conclusion of All Out War, I don't want this season to end. This season has really been ramping up. It has a slow first half. Opened with a big action, episode 100. Then there was some build-up. There was fighting, battles, and Saviors had the upper hand at one point. Our survivors had the upper hand, so back and forth. But this second half has just been, after Carl's death episode, it's been action after action. Every episode's been picking up steam because we're heading towards the end. 2 episodes left, people. But that's going to be it because I have a prediction video coming up after this for episode 15. And I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.